Awesome. So we're going to be finishing through 13 on this page. And what I want to remind you is that if your variable's not in front, we have to flip the sides and flip our symbol. So we'll make a little note. If you had 5 is greater than 8, and I switched the sides and I had 8 and 5, I have to flip the symbol because now I have that 8 is less than 5. So remember that when we're solving this, because we always want to have our variable where? That's right, in front. We always want to have our variable in front. So let's look at number 10. Negative 5 is greater than or equal to negative 2 minus 3n. Notice our variables on the right side, so we probably will have to flip our symbol eventually when we switch sides. The first thing we need to do is isolate our variable. Should we get rid of the boxes first or the circles? Always the circles. So what should I do to both sides? You're right, add 2 to both sides to make 0 pairs. So now we have negative 3 is greater than or equal to negative 3n. Is our n isolated yet? No, it's not. It's being multiplied by negative 3. How do you undo multiplying by negative 3? That's right, divide both sides by negative 3 or multiply both sides by negative 1/3. Either way, we are dividing by a negative. That's right, so we have to remember to flip our inequality symbol because we are taking the opposite. So now we have negative divided by negative is a positive. 1 is less than or equal to n. Are we done yet? Nope. We still need to have our variable in front. So remember, when we switch the sides, we have to, again, flip our inequality symbol. And our final answer, n, is greater than or equal to 1. Let's start graphing. Our boundary number is 1. 1 to the right, or 1 more than 1, is 2. 1 to the left, or 1 less than 1, is 0. Open or close circle at 1. Closed. 1 is included, it's or equal to, and we're going to shade to the n is greater than or equal to, greater than is to the right. Perfect. Really nice job. Let's take a look at number 11 together. Looking at 11, I want to get x by itself. It's being divided by 2. The first thing I need to do is multiply both sides by, you're right, 2. I'm going to write it as 2 over 1 here just so my brain can see that those 2's cancel out with each other. Don't forget, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So when I multiply both of these sides by 2, I end up with negative 36. Do I need to switch my inequality symbol? No, I didn't multiply by a negative to both sides. Negative 36 is greater than or equal to negative x. You can think about this negative x as a negative 1x. So to undo multiplying by a negative 1, we're going to divide both sides by a negative 1. Don't forget, we divided both sides by a negative. What do we need to do? Flip our symbol. From here, negative divided by negative is a positive, 36. Don't forget to flip your inequality symbol. Less than or equal to, negative divided by negative is a positive. Am I done yet? Nope. We have to switch our sides. So again, we have to flip our symbol. X is greater than or equal to 36. That looks like a great answer, a little double switcheroo, if you will. So let's take a look at graphing our solution set. Our boundary number is 36. 1 more, 1 to the right of 36 is 37, and 1 less, 1 to the left of 36 is 35. Open or close circle at 36. Closed. It's or equal to, which means 36 is included in our boundary number, in our solution set. Here it says x is greater than or equal to. If it's greater than, numbers that are bigger are to the right. Cool. I'm going to pause the video for 3 minutes while you work on 12 and 13. Please pause the video for 3 minutes while you work on number 12 and 13. Okay, let's see how we did. Number 12, my first step was to distribute that 3 to the x and the 5, or 3 groups of x plus 5, which would get me 3x plus 15 is greater than or equal to negative 39. Now I need to isolate my variable. I should get rid of the circles before the rectangles. Subtract 15 from both sides, and you're left with 3x is greater than or equal to negative 54. Please make sure you're showing all your steps on your paper. From here, I'm going to isolate my variable. X is being multiplied by 3. How do you undo multiplying by 3? Divide both sides by 3. Notice I haven't had to flip my inequality symbol the entire time. A negative divided by a positive is a negative, so we have x is greater than or equal to negative 18. That's a closed circle at negative 18, our boundary number, and shaded to the right where the larger numbers are. Negative 18 is a solution, so is negative 17, negative 16, 0, 25, all make the statement true and are all solutions. Taking a look at 13, my first step, again, was to distribute. We distributed the 6 and got 6y plus 6 is greater than or equal to 18. Subtracted 6 from both sides, and we had 6y is greater than or equal to 12. Divided both sides by 6, and we had y is greater than or equal to 2. Again, no need to switch your inequality symbol. Let's look at our number line graph for the solution set. Closed circle at 2, our boundary number, and shaded to the right. Don't forget to label your number line appropriately with one number less and one number more than your boundary number. Okay, let's start our reflection. So your reflection for this lesson is to solve and graph this inequality. Negative 2x plus 1 is greater than 15. And of course, we're going to graph this on a number line. So I'm just going to put a few, and of course you only have to label 3 numbers on your number line. And we'll pause the video for 2 minutes while you finish your reflection. Please pause the video for 2 minutes to finish your reflection. Okay, let's take a look at solving this problem. First thing I need to do is isolate my variable, so I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, making a 0 pair. I now have negative 2x is greater than 14. To isolate my variable, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, or you could have multiplied both sides by negative 1/2. I'm multiplying by a negative or dividing by a negative. Don't forget to circle your symbol so you don't forget to flip it. Negative by a negative is a positive, so x is, this was greater than, so now it's less than. 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. Great job if you got that. Now for our graph, remember we're going to label our boundary number at negative 7. One more, or adding 1 to negative 7 to the right, we get negative 6. And one less, subtracting 1 from negative 7 to the left, we get negative 8. Open circle at negative 7 because it's not or equal to, and this is less than, so we're going to shade to the left. Again, you can always think about numbers that you're shading and if that makes it true. So negative 100, is negative 100 less than negative 7? It is, so I feel very confident in my work. Okay, we're going to take a quick pause while we switch to the next video to work on 4.3D lesson. So please take a quick stretch break so we can finish up today's lessons.